Good evening, welcome to tonight's video, and tonight I have another strange missing persons disappearance type video for you. It's really kind of weird. Before we get into tonight's video, I have two things. One, if you haven't already, you should really subscribe to my channel. I do paranormal videos on Wednesday and Friday, and then a vlog on Sunday. And number two, don't forget my live stream is this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be talking about anything creepy, anything paranormal, aliens, monsters, unsolved mysteries, whatever you guys bring to the table, whatever I bring to the table, whatever you guys want to talk about, we're open to it. So don't forget to show up, because I don't want to be sitting here by myself. Okay, so tonight's video is about the strange disappearance of Lars Mittank. I think I'm saying that right. So these events happened in July of 2014 when Lars and some of his friends traveled from Germany to Bulgaria for a holiday or vacation. Now, one of the days in Bulgaria, Lars got into a fight with some other tourists at the beach, and it said that they were fighting about football. Why you'd want to fight about football or even watch it is beyond me, but they were fighting about football. During this fight, he did receive an injury to his ear, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Now, a couple hours after this altercation, Lars and his friends went to a McDonald's. Now, his friends went into the McDonald's, and Lars decided that he was going to wait outside. His friends went in and ate, and when they came back out, Lars was gone. He was missing. This isn't where he goes missing, but he was missing. When Lars' friends reconnected with him at the hotel, Lars said that he left because he got into another fight. He said that the people that he got in a fight with earlier hired some more people to come after him and kind of, rough him up a little bit more. Now, after the second altercation and regrouping with his friends, Lars did go to the emergency room. While he was there, the doctor said that he had sustained a ruptured eardrum, and the doctor did put him on an antibiotic, and the antibiotic was called cefuroxime, I don't know. They put him on an antibiotic. So now it comes to the end of their vacation, and they're all getting ready to leave, but Lars says to his friends, you guys go, I'm going to stay here. The doctor told me not to fly with my ruptured eardrum because it could cause more damage. His friends didn't really want to leave him behind, but Lars was like, you know what, it's gonna be fine, just go, it'll be okay. So his friends leave, and Lars returns back to his hotel room, and this is where things start to get even more weird. He returns back to his hotel room and shortly after makes a call to his mother, and he's kind of anxious, and he tells his mom that he's scared to stay at the hotel because he has 4 people that have been kind of like following him. He even tells his mom to cancel his credit cards. And then he also asks his mom what the medication he is taking is for, which is really odd to me because usually when you go to the doctor, if a doctor prescribes you something, they tell you what you're taking it for. So it's weird that Lars doesn't really know what the medication he's taking is for. So after telling his mom that he didn't feel safe and to cancel his credit cards, his mom was like, you know what, you should just really come home. And so she books him an airline ticket to come home, even though he's not supposed to fly. So a couple hours later, or maybe the next morning, I'm not really sure, Lars goes to the airport, and there's some security footage along with this that I'll show you in just a minute. But he walks into the airport, and when he walks in, everything seems kind of fine. He's carrying a bag with him, and while he's at the airport, he sees another doctor while he's there. And while he's in the doctor's office, he seems fine until a construction worker walks in. As soon as the construction worker walks in, his attitude and his behavior change drastically. He becomes really anxious and tense, and all of a sudden he kind of mutters something, and the doctor couldn't make out what he heard, and he gets up and he runs out of the airport. Now the security footage shows him running out of the airport through the parking lot, and there were some people that said they saw him jump the fence and run into the forest. So I'm going to play the security footage for you next. It's really weird. Like I said before, you see him walk in, everything looks fine, and then you just see him like booking ass out of there. Like somebody is chasing him. So, but there is nobody chasing him, which is weird. So I'll show you that now. Now, the security footage is the last footage of Lars. Nobody has seen him since. He disappeared after being seen at the airport, completely gone, vanished. There is a report that a trucker had picked up a hitchhiker matching the description of Lars, but there's not a lot behind that, so I'm just throwing it out there because it's something that I read. I don't know how accurate it is or if it was really Lars that he picked up or not. So there are a couple theories behind what happened and why Lars was acting like he did. The first theory is that he was on drugs. It could explain the anxiousness, the nervousness, kind of like the delirium that he was going through. Maybe thinking that people were after him when they really weren't. But his friends and family say that he was not the type of person to take drugs, and his family just really think that that is not what happened. Another theory is that the antibiotics or the medication that he was taking caused him to kind of go into like a delirium or psychosis of some sort, where he was feeling like people were chasing him or after him. But from what I read, the antibiotic that he was on doesn't really have those types of side effects, so I'm not really sure about that scenario. Now, another theory is that the injury from the first fight on the beach is what caused him to act weird. Maybe there was some more type of head trauma that wasn't picked up by the doctor, and that's what's causing his, delirium and psychosis and, I don't know, just acting like a crazy person. I don't know. That's another theory that is out there. I guess that one is a lot more, I don't know. That one to me feels like it could fit a little bit more, that there was some underlying head trauma that nobody knew about. But still, it's kind of weird that his body was never found or anything like that. And usually with that type of head trauma, either it ends up killing you, and if it did, I'm sure somebody would have found his body, or it resolves itself, and if it resolved itself, then you would think that he would return home. Now, the last theory is probably my favorite, because you guys know I love the just far out there random theories, and this theory is that he was targeted for an organ black market like exchange. They wanted to harvest his organs for the black market, and so these Russian men were hired, and yeah, they killed him and took his organs. I don't know, I think that one's very, very far out there. It's probably very unlikely that Lars's organs ended up on the black market, but I don't know, I always like the far out there ones. To me, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I think maybe he did get into an altercation, and maybe the people were following him afterwards because they were still kind of mad. I think maybe they took the fight a little bit too far, ended up killing him, and then disposed of the body. I don't know. I think that's the most logical thing that could have happened. What do you guys think? I'd love to know your theories behind this. What do you think happened to Lars? If you have any more information about this case, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and make sure you're here on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for my live stream. It'll be a lot of fun, and somebody's texting me. So I got to go. I will see you on Friday. Bye.